All right. Hey.
We live?
We're live. Welcome back to GameWalks, May 28th. Sorry for the lack of updates. It was Memorial Day weekend. You have a good break?
I did. Saw my sister-in-law's college graduation.
Oh, that's funny.
Really fun. That's
My girlfriend's graduation as well.
There you go. It's that season.
It is that season. But we're here to talk about video games. This is GameWalks.
Did anything happen last week in the video game industry?
There were quite a few. Well, no, just one major announcement, but one press conference. But it had lots of announcements related. That was the Xbox One reveal.
Yes,
or
Xbox
the
One.
X-Bone.
The Xbone.
X-B-O-N-E.
Yes.
What are we going to do about these code names, man?
Yeah.
First of all, so...
I liked Xbox Infinity. I thought that was kind of cool.
So we had PlayStation. PlayStation had a leg up on Xbox, right? Because there have been more PlayStations than there have been Xboxes. So they knew they were going to announce the PlayStation 3. They should have announced the Xbox 2, but what did they do? They decided to call it the Xbox 360, so that they would both start with the number 3.
Skipped like 358
Yeah, but so it went PlayStation 2, then it was PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. So now we're at PlayStation 4, and they didn't try and keep the same number. They didn't try and increase the number. This time they reduced the number back to the Xbox One. What is up with that?
I don't know. It's
just like an identity crisis? Is that a smart move? I'm confused by that. I think it just causes more confusion.
I have no clue. What I thought was really funny is that I read an article where someone is squatting on like Xbox1.com because they never got, like, they didn't want to
back
like
in
tip.
the day.
No, it's like 2 years ago. Someone either guessed it or like they, you know, maybe, I don't know, had a tip or something. Who knows? But now Microsoft is trying to like sue them to like get the domain back and stuff.
That's funny.
So.
Yeah. So the console announcement happened. Notoriously, I think, as the internet is aware, there were no games revealed. But that was part of the strategy. The games are coming at E3, which is just a few short weeks away. Very excited about
it's
that.
a very different strategy than obviously what Sony took, focusing more on the games. And I'm sure lots of people have seen the kind of 90-second wrap-up of the conference and TV, sports.
TV, sports. Xbox, go home. Yeah, so we saw a lot about Xbox as a media center, Xbox as like a replacement for your TiVo, a replacement for your cable box, a replacement for your Roku.
Kind of looks like
or Apple
TiVo
TV. It does look a lot like TiVo. Is that well? I don't think that's what gamers want. But is that what the larger electronic entertainment industry is looking for? A device? Is there a problem that this device is solving? Let me put it that way.
Gosh, I don't know. It could be like a problem that they're trying to solve 5 years from now.
Right.
Like,
well, that's true. The previous Xbox had a 10-year life cycle.
Yeah, it's like, do you, in 6 months, need the Xbox One so that you can clean up all your devices on your media center? Like, probably not. But down the line, when everything's streaming and you have all these like different connected devices between your tablet or your Xbox and all this stuff, and smart glass takes off more, like, maybe. I can't really see that far in like how this I mean, think about where we were 5 years ago. It's just like, things are so changed and they'll be changed in 5 years, and Microsoft is probably just trying to look for, how are we going to win in 2018 or whatever versus like this holiday season.
That's certainly aligned with Microsoft, the corporation's strategy across their tablets, operating systems, their whole suite of products.
Yeah.
But I care about the Xbox because I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
And so for me, when they say things like this is going to be the one-stop shop for your entertainment center, it's going to be your connection with television, and I don't even know what some of the other features were, Skype and video conferencing and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't really need any of that stuff. What I'm looking for is awesome hardware that focuses on games first and foremost.
Yeah, and I think that, for me, like, your Xbox 360 will probably be fine for that for like the foreseeable future. Like, unless they announce some crazy exclusives.
Exclusive to the Xbox One.
Yeah, exclusive to the Xbox One, and also that you cannot get on your PS4.
Or on your 360.
Yeah, or on your 360. Then, maybe you don't need to be a first adopter to it. I don't know. I mean...
Well, even with some exclusives, I was not an early adopter to the Wii U.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were.
So.
I'm just trying to think of, about like, what would get me to put, let's say, $300 to $400 down for the Xbox One on launch day.
Yeah.
And I think it has to be something that's way better than just good graphics.
Yep.
And I know it's not the majority of all gamers out there, but I'm still a PC gamer. And I have, my PC, which is about upgraded from a year and a half ago, but it can still run everything at full resolution.
And it looks as good as the Xbox One reveal.
Yeah, almost better. I mean, I played through Tomb Raider and BioShock Infinite.
With the controller in your hands.
Yeah,
your PC.
I actually converted to use an Xbox controller just so I could chill back on my couch while doing it. But I had it projected up on a big screen. It looks phenomenal, and that's great. That works for me, and I'm sure that'll work for me for the next couple of years.
And we think that Steam might even be working on their own home entertainment system.
Exactly.
As well.
And so, for me, and maybe for a couple other gamers that also, are have updated PC hardware, good graphics isn't enough to sell a new system anymore, because the PC is always going to be more advanced than it.
And this graphics level up is not as extreme as any previous console generation.
Oh, of course not.
You go from 2D to 3D, 3D to, advanced rendering and shading.
Yeah.
But here you're just going from advanced rendering and shading to slightly more advanced rendering. It's not...
Yeah, no, I mean, you take a screenshot on a PC of the latest Crysis or, some of the best games out there versus some of the screens they were showing for, the new Call of Duty on Xbox One. I think the PC stuff probably still looks better.
Yeah.
And so it's it's just, console hardware will never be able to keep up graphics-wise with PC hardware.
And that's an unfortunate reality of where we're at right now.
It's got to be something else. Maybe it's the Skype integration and being able to really easily do co-op, co-op gaming with vid, with vid picture-in-picture or something.
I think it might have something to do with Twitch TV integration or a similar service where you can record your gameplay sessions and easily share them and even podcast over them.
What Sony was talking about, where with one click on the controller you can record your gameplay, show off your achievements. That might veer me to want to play a game on one of those systems more than my PC, because the PC and Steam isn't as good at sharing achievements and those type of things.
It's funny to me, when I think going into this conference, I was really excited about new hardware announcements, because it's been 10 years on the PS3, on the Xbox One. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I wanted there to be new hardware, and I wanted that buzz and excitement of new hardware that we experienced 10 years ago to sort of wash over me in the industry and just reinvigorate the industry. What I saw, I can't fault them for, because I don't know that they're missing anything. But what I'm realizing is that there just haven't been that much technology leaps in the last 10 years, which is really strange to say out loud. But when I think about the graphics quality from 10 years ago versus the graphics we're seeing today, the online capabilities, services like Xbox Live and PlayStation Online, I'm just not seeing enough that really warrants a new console generation right now.
I mean, it may not, and maybe that's why Microsoft is trying to focus on the greater
entertainment system.
Entertainment aspect of your entire living room, because you've kind of peaked. You've got phenomenal gaming experiences already on the 360, already on the PS3. What more do you need to make BioShock Infinite better? What would make it better that a new generation could provide? Not much. And so
I'm glad that they're staying a bit away from the gimmicky hardware.
We'll continue giving you BioShock Infinite, but you're also going to get, your Comcast integration and your Skype and your Twitch TV and all this other stuff along with it. It's going to be interesting. I really hope that Microsoft wows us with some exclusive games at E3, because that would get me excited. I was really hoping for some special reveal at the end, whether it be...
Certainly wasn't looking forward to Call of Duty Ghosts. That was not the surprise ending I was looking for.
Well, and it was surprising that they would choose a game that's...
Not an exclusive or not a new IP.
Be exclusive, yeah. I mean, obviously, Call of Duty's big, but I think it would have done more for Microsoft probably to show off a new Halo or a new exclusive title or a new IP that's exclusive that could really get you thinking about going Microsoft versus Sony.
Yeah. So is there a winner from these press conferences that we saw so far, or are they both just so meh that it's almost like the winner is PC gaming? I mean, is that fair to say? That sounds weird to say.
That's where my head is at right now.
That's what I'm thinking coming off the heels of both of these.
I've continued to be a PC gamer my entire life, and even back 5 years ago when we were making Command and Conquer and trying to like rally up support within EA for PC games and having a tough time of it, like all of us on team were like, dude, PC gaming's still there.
Yeah.
And in 2007, 2008, it's like, oh, PC's dying, PC's dead. And I mean, now look at it. It's like, you know, PC gaming is where a lot of the money's being made.
Well, I know that. I also know
are
that
being
we
launched.
represent a minority opinion, a group of hardcore gamers, a group of gamers who can afford to buy an expensive gaming rig, more expensive than, you know, an Xbox or PlayStation, and who have the technical savvy to hook that up to either a television or a projector and play in the living room. I think there's definitely a market for a plug-and-play device.
But there's a lot of people playing League of Legends. I mean, League of Legends is
but they're not playing it in their living room. But they're not, and
no.
I think there's still a market
Do you
for
need
people.
to be for Riot to be one of the most successful companies in the business right now? No, like they're perfectly fine with that more hardcore segment, enjoying their games, creating a community that's much stronger than any game that you would find on console. I mean, that's the power of PC gaming now, and you still look at the MMOs that have a lot of mainstay with their community, and
Yeah.
I think PC gaming is only going to get stronger, especially given that the leap graphically and technically from these consoles isn't going to be as big as it was from the Xbox One and PS2 to the current generation, where you did see that leap from kind of standard def to high def. And because, you know, PC gaming, in my opinion, is already more advanced in terms of graphical capabilities than what we saw in those press conferences.
Well, here's my closing thoughts on the issue. I think that for hardcore gamers like you and me, PC gaming is definitely a standout, especially if you have the tech savvy to hook up a gamepad to your PC and play it in the living room. I think there's going to still be a market for people who want to play games on their sofa. But for those people, I'm not sure that there's enough of an incentive to upgrade from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One.
I think you'll have to be a big fan of one of the exclusive games that comes out to kind of be an early adopter.
But it doesn't feel like
you just want to be part of that buzz.
It doesn't feel like the 360, which had its hooks in hardcore gamers, and then that sort of buzz trickled down to everyone else, and then the titles, you know, came along with it.
Yeah.
Now it seems like if you're a hardcore gamer, you're going to be sticking with PC gaming until the killer launch title happens, and I'm not really sure who they're trying to get excited by these two launch press conferences that we just saw.
I think it could be like the publishers. It could just be the greater industry as a whole to show that we're going to enter a new generation. It might take a little bit more time to kind of build up, but that, you know, there are new things coming.
Yeah.
And we'll see a lot of announcements over the next 6 months.
Well, I hope you're right. I hope it reinvigorates the games industry and the console games industry, because those are games that I love, and that's a section of the industry that I love. So
yeah,
we'll continue to monitor it.
Cool. See you later.
Later.